Hello, this is Richard Miller with Goldie May, and I want to talk to you about a new feature just launching today related to women in the 1900 and 1910 U.S. censuses. I have Goldie May opened up here on the right and my family search tree on the left. And the 1900 and 1910 U.S. censuses were interesting because they asked women a unique question, two unique questions. How many children have you had, and how many of those children are still living? And so Goldie May will walk you through the process of looking at those answers, and we can compare them to the tree. So I'll click this link here, show women alive during those censuses, and it will give me a list of the women in my tree who lived during those two censuses. And it suggests I should find somebody who might have been old enough to have children at the time of the census. So I'll scroll down to Josephine and open that link up. And now with Josephine opening on the left, Goldie May on the right says, Josephine lived during those censuses, and so let's see how her responses may be different from what is in the tree. So what happens is Goldie May will look in her sources for where she has the 1900 or 1910 census attached. If it can't find one of those sources, it will give us the link to the 1900 and 1910 census page where we can search for her in the census. But in this case with Josephine, we already have the sources attached. So I'll click on this link, how to find out how many children she reported in the 1900 census. And here it suggests that I should look at the left for mother of how many children and number of living children. So I'll go over here to the index and look for number of living children, 2, and mother of how many children, 9. And I'll just type in those numbers here, 9 and 2, and click save. Okay, so now it says, interesting, the tree shows her being the mother of 8 children with 2 children living, so there may be a missing child to find. And sure enough, if I go back to Josephine's page and scroll down, she has 8 children. Okay, so that's interesting. I didn't know that before I looked at this census, that there might be a missing child there. Okay, so what if it's a typo in the index? What if there was a mistake? What we really should do is check the 1910 census to double check what's going on there. So I'll click the link here to the 1910 census. And here Goldie May points out to us that Family Search didn't index the 1910 census for those 2 columns. So what I need to do is look at the original document. I'll click that link to do so. And that's really what I should have done for the 1900 census as well, is look at the original document. But in this case, it's required. So what it suggests is I should zoom into the image and find Josephine Jorgensen, her married name's Cook, and then look at columns 10 and 11. So I'll find her here in the image, Josephine, and then I'll scroll my eyes over to columns 10 and 11. And sure enough, she reported that she had 9 children total, of which 2 were living. So I'll just enter those into the form again and click save. And the same message comes up and suggests that, yeah, we really should look into this. This is really interesting. Okay, there may be other times when you go through this exercise and you're, instead of finding a potential missing child, you'll discover that there are more kids in the tree than she reported in the census. In a case like that, it might be that there was a typo in the index, or maybe the census enumerator came to their house and asked the question, but Josephine wasn't home, and maybe someone else answered for her. There may be a variety of reasons why that might be off, but it's helpful to at least check and see if we have any reason to suspect an issue, and then it gives us an opportunity to do more research. So even in a case where we might think, all the research is done, or I don't know of anything else to do, this is a time where we can find something else to do. So what I'll do is just go back to my fan chart now, and I'll click the link again, show women alive during the censuses, and I'll scroll down to Josephine. And now you'll see there are 2 check marks next to her, meaning I've gone through the exercise of looking at those 2 censuses. And I can go through and do that for other people in the list, in addition to looking into that potentially missing child for Josephine. So that is the new feature. I hope you love it.